Today is Monday the 7th of August. I came down here to film the progress of the garden, but it's raining. The first thing I'm going to show you, I had to take my old broken tripod and stuff it underneath this bean tripod I had made because the beans became so top heavy they snapped off the bottoms of the branches and it was just laying down across the path. So I've kind of propped it up on the old aluminum camera tripod that was broken, and it seems to keep it off the ground at least. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'll probably break off that stick sticking out. When it was laying on the ground, it took tremendous slug damage. I think they might have chewed off most of the bean pods that were growing, because you can see all these, well, you can see where every little bit was, and they got them. So that bean set might be completely destroyed, but we'll let it grow. Moving on over here, this has become a unmanageable jungle, and I can't do much in the rain here today, but my pumpkins and beans are too heavy for the strings I have up, and I'll show you here through the rain and the mess that they've pulled this down. I actually have a pumpkin growing here at about the 4.5-foot level. I see another pumpkin over here someplace. I saw it a minute ago. Well, I don't see it right now, but there is another pumpkin growing. Now I imagine in that mess someplace there has to be many more pumpkins growing. I just don't want to damage anything by digging around in there. I discovered my so-called cucumber is really a wild cucumber, which is okay, I guess, but this is wild cucumber growing. See these flowers? That's wild cucumber. So I don't have real cucumbers, so none of the cucumber seeds I planted directly into the ground grew. This is definitely, you can see the spikes, that's wild cucumber. So I won't be having any cucumbers in my garden. Really nicely though, the Jerusalem artichoke grow great here. I'll probably eventually just cover this whole mound with Jerusalem artichoke because I like it, and it grows a nice tall plant. So really quickly, my hazelnut bushes are growing really well. This has thickened up. It's about middle finger thick and nice and tall. This one shot up another 1.5 feet from about a month ago, and really happy about that. Oh, why not? Let's go past it. This little bush is still alive. I never did clear out this little patch. Here's my horseradish. Never did clear out this patch. In the middle of it though, I still see these 2 Jerusalem artichokes sticking up among the Himalayan balsam. Today is the 18th of August. I'm just going to document for a few minutes what's going on over here at the snake mound. I finally had this vine grow long enough that I could wrap it up around there. Hopefully it can grow up into the bushes soon. Almost everything here has finished its course. Still a few little flowers on these white mustard ones, but all the yellow mustard is gone. I didn't bother to do any of the harvesting. I could, I suppose, harvest this for mustard seed, but I haven't. And what little amaranth has been growing over here is not very big. It's very small. It's been choked out by the mustard, but there is some amaranth growing there. Moving back here a bit, this is the divider from the first part of the mound to the last part of the mound, or newest part of the mound. This is amaranth with beans growing up it. Both of these taller amaranth have beans. The smaller amaranth is doing just fine, but it's too close together. That's why it's stunted, probably. Then we get to the fun part. You can see back here, my beans are pulling down heavily on the line that's holding them up. Down below, almost every place where beans were actually growing has been chewed off by slugs. There are no beans whatsoever hanging here. I still have some chances up high where they're still blooming a bit, but down below every single bean pod has been chewed off by slugs. Here you can see a pumpkin. And here you can see another pumpkin. And let me see. I've hunted around a little bit but haven't seen through this mess. Up here, higher up of the tree, another pumpkin's growing. So that's 3 pumpkins right here. I used to have one growing in here, but I don't see it anymore. It might have been chewed off or eaten. I don't see. I'll just stuff the camera in there. Maybe I'll see it later. But this is what's going on inside the vines, and they've tumbled down on top of each other. Anyway, so the vines have made it up to the willow tree. This vine has a pumpkin on it right there, and it's grown up above the willow tree, so that's great. Got another vine that came up the other side and is growing up there. This amaranth is growing really well. It's got a nice head of seed already. And these pumpkin vines are doing just fine. One of them's grown back out into the jungle back there. So my form of gardening here in the jungle is just let it go. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. It needs to grow where it wants to find sunlight, and I'm not going to inhibit that. I encourage them to climb up there onto that tree, and we'll see how high these vines eventually get. I would kind of like them to get up to that higher part. I could probably lift that vine if I cut some of its tentacles, so to speak. Real quick here, I do have some on the snake mound, but here's a wild cucumber, very spiky little wild cucumber growing up this Himalayan balsam. So it's kind of neat. It's a wild plant. They confused me for pumpkins the second year. Inedible, but they're a neat little plant, I think. Pretty cool. Everything's overgrown. Maybe I'll see a pumpkin. Ho ho ho! What are you? What are you, little buddy? It's kind of a strange shaped pumpkin there. I thought I had a pumpkin in here someplace, but I don't see it. It used to be right in there, but I don't see the pumpkin. Here's a female. I don't want to hurt anything by going back too much further, so all right. Okay, I did push that one back there. We'll see what happens. I wanted it to be a little bit more ordered than this, but when you don't have time to come out and garden and you let it go, just got to let nature do its thing. So my biggest hope is that these pumpkins hanging up high will do really well, and hopefully not break this branch and tear the whole thing down. That's another worry I have. Other than that, I'm just letting it grow its natural way. So that is the update of the snake mound. I cannot make it out to the river mound right now because I need to scythe and chop down a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to get ticks all over me because last time I was out there I had 2 ticks on me. So I'm not going to go through that rough stuff until I chop it down. And I'm sure it's doing fine. There might even be a couple pumpkins out there. I don't know. I haven't been out there for 3 weeks. I'm letting it do its thing too.